she made the goofiest mistake right here. She like sat around and waited. I was like, girl, I would have took off, hit both of them fools with the car and been gone. I don't even know what are you waiting for? Like, there's nothing to wait for. A car is functional. All right, so we're gonna be looking at my demon now. This is episode 1. They opened up with her getting chased, but nothing really happens because we don't know what's going on. Then we cut to past history. We meet the guy, and he is basically being turned into a demon. That's what it looked like anyway. And now he got all these powers. He walk up out of there, and then he go find this guy. This guy is starving, so he makes a deal with him, basically tells him that he's a demon. Go through all these talks about evil spirits and all that stuff. But he's like, I'm gonna give you a contract. I let you make sure you stay alive for the next 10 years. You ain't never gonna be hungry as long as you sign this contract. Dude ain't reading none of the fine print. Basically, he take his soul after that all happens, and then anyways, that's basically just showing what this demon is and what he does. Then we finally meet the girl. The girl is I don't know her name, but I've seen her in multiple things now. She's very pretty girl. I don't remember her name though, but she's in a lot of shows I've seen already, or at least 2 shows I've seen. Dude was trying to hit on her or whatever, basically was saying I can upgrade your life. He didn't realize that it was basically she the heir to big money. Basically, ain't no point in him even talking. So she basically flipped the script, told that man, I upgrade you, brokey. So that's kind of what happened in that scene. And then they moved on to introducing the grandma, which I actually like. She basically is the favorite of the bunch. Then they kind of had this scene about him going to collect souls, blah blah blah. So he had did his soul collecting thing from this guy, and the way he made his money, he said he wanted to be rich, but I guess he was a mobster, so they ended up cooking him. He basically said he's gonna die of a heart attack, so he can choose how they die too. And then they went into the next scene, which is the date, because the grandma or big boss wanted her to go on a date, and turns out it was with this guy. Technically, it wasn't really with this guy, but technically with this guy. They ended up talking. He was being the same normal type, ambiguous, not really talkative, tell me got my face, real jerk behavior. You know what I'm saying? So he was mad about whatever. They was on a date or whatever. They exchanged information, and at that point they were just going back and forth. She liked him, he didn't like her, so she thought he was getting real close because he was trying to save this precious cake of his that he likes. So she went in the bathroom, was trying to get herself prepped, going through all the motions of falling first love and first sight type situation. Then this boss came out of nowhere. I think this is the guy that he just killed. His minions came and they tried to fight him, but he was really mad because they destroyed his cake. He really wanted that cake. So she's still in the bathroom doing her thing. He started putting people into a void, like Thanos snapping everybody out of existence, which is kind of crazy to me. He was putting them in magazines and all this weird stuff with his demon powers, just showing off what he can do. And then later down the line, she come back out. He say, bye, Felicia. She get mad. She did. He went in the bathroom and let everybody out. And now they all stuck in the bathroom stall. It was very strange interaction. We went over the family tree, which it don't really matter right now until they kind of start bringing up more of the plot. But right now they just talking about the family, and everybody hates everybody except the grandma really likes her. So that's what you're going to kind of see. The premise of it is that she's the favorite, period. That's what it seemed like. So the girl told her the grandma was trying to play a trick on her. She's being very funny. She probably played a trick on her and said she was gone. And then she was crying at her bedside and she woke up like this. So, yeah, she was like, why are you playing with me? But it's her birthday and her parents died on her birthday. So she's the only one that's not actually a part of the family. She's like been adopted basically by the grandma, and the grandma really likes her. So she trying to make her day special, basically telling her, you my favorite. I'll let you stab me in the back. I'm still going to be your ride or die type situation. So that was really cool. I really like when they have like a really strong, powerful mother figure. So that's going to be dope to kind of see how that progresses with this weird demon coming around. But then they shoot to the next scene where they try to call him because they said they wanted to apologize because it was basically a mix-up where she was supposed to go on a date with this guy, and I don't know. I guess the hotel got it mixed up or whatever, so it wasn't the case. So fast forward, this guy here, interestingly enough, can remember his past life, and he was the fisherman. So he has a friend technically in the real world or in this new time that was previous in his old time because he can actually remember his previous lives. So I thought that was a cool touch for have a friendship. I was like, how do you gonna have a mortal and mortal have friendship? So that's how they kind of gonna tie that friendship together for him. And then, like I said, I was still a little bit like, yeah, it's cool. I like a couple characters, but I wasn't really interested until we get to the plot twist. But as we continue on, she was introduced as just a demon lover. She knows he's a demon, but she's very jealous that he went on a date that wasn't really supposed to happen anyway. She's jelly. So she's going to be sitting up there probably doing some very manipulative stuff. Ugh, I don't like that plot line, but whatever. You know, girl, I guess they want the girlies to fight. Anyways, we got a killer on the loose. We see him. He got like a scar on his neck, but that's all we get from him. He went in there to kill this guy. I don't even know who he is as of now, and maybe we did get introduced to him, but I just don't remember it. This guy's having a good time being immortal, loving his life. She goes to confront him about the girl. Nothing really happens, and then we kind of realize that he's immortal, and they gotta go over everything to let us know that hey, he got some friends at least, and he likes being immortal. She went to the beach, kind of reminiscing about her old family. It was so sad. Unfortunately, they passed away, which we don't know how it passed yet. Maybe they told me and I don't remember. But anyways, he's on his next hunt. He's looking for his next victim. He basically try to find people when they on their lowest and like they got their back against the wall, and try to get them sign a contract without reading it, basically. Um, so he was on the hunt. He was looking around. He's like, it's pretty quiet tonight. And then, oh girl, she called a service to kind of go home because she was drinking, and yeah, realized that that ain't that ain't my driver. So they showed a dude that got cooked, and then because that's the actual driver right there. And then all of a sudden he started wigging out. He trying to get her. She played dead for a little bit, and then all of a sudden she out of there. But he found his victim, so he coming to save her or whatever. At least that's what she think is happening. And then he like, I'll give you a contract real quick. So all of a sudden it turned into this whole debate about whether or not he gonna help her. But he decided to help her regardless, and or at least before the contract is signed, so she could try to get away a little bit. But she made the goofiest mistake right here. She like sat around and waited. I was like, girl, I would have took off, hit both of them fools with the car and been gone. I don't even know what are you waiting for? Like, there's nothing to wait for. The car is functional. But she decided to do some weird stuff. I'm like, okay, sure. Anyways, so then they kind of continue on and he come back to her. She go hide. She get out the running vehicle to go hide on the bridge. I'm just like, anyways, so then he comes to find her. He said, hey, remember our deal, blah, blah, blah. He touched her hand, and then the dude get up because he beat him up and get up and get back in the car to run him over. And when he touched her, I guess boy lost his power. That's where the plot twist coming in. I was like, all right, I get with that. So the plot twist is that he lose powers when he touch her, but not only that, they fall in the river. Things go crazy. She trying to save boy. The cross that kind of signifies his powers on his hand, it goes to her hand, and basically I feel like he transferred the powers over to her, which is crazy. You can see the cross right there. She ended up getting the cross now, and now she is immortal, and I think this dude is just regular human now. So all of a sudden they gotta do a splash shot. I don't know what this shot was for. It's cute, but I don't know what it was for. Basically the water blasted up when they touched again, and then all of a sudden they got like a heart-shaped uh water scene, and I was like, okay, sure. But the plot twist is what's gonna keep me going for the next one. So I'll catch y'all in the next one.